Hello, my name is Crystal and I'm part of the SimplyWise team. In today's video, I'd like to go over how to use the SimplyWise app for short haul owner-operators and companies and drivers of straight trucks and or box trucks. This applies for companies that have a fleet of one or a fleet of many. Okay, as we get started on our screen, you can see we have our company information listed. Our company name is Box Rocket Transportation, and I went ahead and set up some folders as examples to give you some ideas of how to get started with setting up folders for you and your team, whether it's a team of one or a team of 10 or more. The folders can be easily customizable. You can include any topic or any theme that you need in each folder to make it work for you. Okay, you'll see here we have bill of ladings, equipment, fuel, inspection reports, maintenance and repairs, meals, taxes, tolls, and time cards. Okay, so you can certainly add more to this, or if you don't need any of these, let's say you don't want to keep record of your time cards, you can delete that. So let's get started, and I want to show you how to add a folder. To add a folder, to get started, you want to tap on the pencil icon and it will bring you to the edit space mode where you can tap on add folder and get started with adding your folder name. We're going to add specific folder for drivers. So let's say you have 5 drivers on your team and you require your drivers to send you photos of the freight at pickup and at unloading. So this is a great way for your drivers to snap those photos of the freight that they're picking up and dropping off, and that way you can have a record of it throughout the year. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Our first driver's name is John. We're going to assign him an icon. It's going to let us know that the folder has been created successfully, and we're going to tap continue. If we would like to share this folder with someone, obviously we want to share this with John. We certainly can. In today's example, we're not going to do that, but I will show you the process. So tap on add at the top, and you can import John from your contacts list, or you can manually enter his information. So you would want to get his name, his phone number, and his email address. From there, you can tap continue. You would select the folder, and then you would send that invitation. It's best to make sure that John is ready to accept the invitation so that the process goes smoothly, because the link does time out. So to avoid having to resend it, it's a good idea to make sure that he's ready to accept it. So back to our example, we're going to go ahead and tap done since we're not going to share, but you'll see at the bottom there that our new folder is named John. Let's say we want to rename it. We're going to tap on it, and then we're going to add the changes that we want. I don't want to forget what this is for, so I'm going to rename it to John's driver file. And save that. So now I know this particular folder, it belongs to John. So if I want specific items from John, I want him to have his own personal folder, that would be the folder that I want him to have access to and be able to upload to. Keep in mind, John can delete items from that folder if he's given access. And so there would certainly need to be a level of trust there if you're giving him access to that. Okay. Let's say we want to add another folder. This is just going to be a miscellaneous folder because I want to show you how to delete the folder. So we're going to give the folder a name, the icon. It's going to confirm. We don't want to share it. We want to see it on our screen there. So let's say we're done with editing mode, but we've decided, we don't need that miscellaneous folder. So let's go back and get rid of that. Tap on your pencil icon and tap on the folder that you want to delete. So in this case, the miscellaneous folder, And it's going to give you several different options. You can move it, you can rename it, you can change the icon, but we want to get rid of it. So tap on the trash can icon located on the upper right hand corner, and it's going to prompt you to say yes or no that you want to delete the folder. Okay. If there are any documents that are in here, they will default back to your all documents folder, but because there's nothing in here, nothing will be moved. We want to confirm yes, let it delete, and it confirms at the bottom very quickly with a green bar that the file has been deleted. If you want to reorganize your folders, you certainly can. You want to go back into edit mode, so tap on the pencil icon. Again, this lets you know that you're in edit mode at the top where it says edit space. And let's say we want to move John's file to the top of the list. So just want to press and hold until it highlights, and then you want to drag and drop. You want to make sure that the folders separate before you drop, because that's where the folder will land. If you place it over top of another folder, then it will group it. Okay, so let's say we want to group John's driver file with time cards. So we're going to pick it up by pressing and holding, and we're going to hover over top of the other one, and it's going to let us know that we're grouping it when we drop it. You can see on the lower left, it says new group there. If we tap into that, we can rename this group, we can move it, and we can also get rid of it. So let's say we made a mistake. We dropped his file where we don't want it. So let's tap into that. We're going to tap on his icon there, and we're going to tap at the top where it says remove from new group. And it's going to prompt you to confirm yes or no. Do you want to remove John's driver file from new group? Tap yes, and it removes it. It takes it back to the bottom there, and you'll see it that has no longer part of the group. Let's go over how to add additional pages to something that you've already loaded. As a short haul driver, you have to have the inspection reports. You're supposed to have your pre-trip and your post-trip inspection reports. This is supposed to be done each time you take freight to its destination, and you need to keep these on record. There's a certain period of time that you need to hold on to these. As an owner-operator, you may be limited on space, and so what you can do is after that time is up, you can discard the paper copies, but if you still want to keep digital copies, this is a great way to do it, okay? So again, let me back out of here. Once you can see, we're going to tap into the inspection reports folder category, and you can see that we have something listed there for the month of May in the year of 2024. Okay, so you want to tap into the file there, and you can see all of the information. You can see the form at the top. In the upper right hand corner, you can see where it says +3, letting you know there's additional pages. The folder designation, any notes that we've put in, the title, which typically if it's a receipt, it's going to be a merchant. But for this, because it's a document, I've given it the name pre-trip and post-trip. And then the date. Okay, these fields at the bottom here are customizable. I'll go over that with you momentarily. But I want to go into the actual image here. So tap on the plus mark on the upper left hand corner, and you will be able to scroll through all of the pages that you've already uploaded. Okay, to add another page, you would simply press the plus page on the lower left, and you could take your picture of your additional form, and I'll show you that here. You want to make sure that you get a good, clear image, and the box will appear green. You can take your photo and tap Save. Now you'll see in the upper right hand corner, it moved from +3 to +4, letting us know that it successfully added that additional page. Be mindful there are limits with pages. It's about 17 pages, give or take. So if you are wanting to keep record of an entire month, you could do the first 15 days and then the second 15 days. Or if you have the pre-trip and the post-trip, then it would max out at about 15 to 17 pages. So what you can do is add in the notes field the dates that are included in those images in the file. Okay. If you need to change this document type, you would tap on the upper header there, and it would give you many options on the drop-down menu. Because this is a document, I've selected document, but if it were something else, you could certainly apply the applicable document type there. So we're going to back out of here, and I want to go over with you the customizable fields. Let's tap into our fuel folder, because this is primarily where those customizable fields would come in handy. I'm sure there's other uses that you could certainly do, but we'll go over it within the fuel folder here. Now, keep in mind when you add a customizable field, it is going to apply to every document type, on every receipt, everything that you have saved. You're going to see these custom fields at the bottom. So it's not anything that you can customize to a specific folder. It's going to apply across the board. It doesn't mean that you have to have data entered there, because as you can see, I have several fields that are blank, but you will see those custom fields listed there. Okay. These custom fields that you see right here are going to be the def gallons, the BOL, the odometer, and the truck number. Because this is a fuel receipt, we have it titled as the gas receipt. The gallons and the price per gallon are going to be default. So those are already standard within the software. But we know as a truck driver, there are other things that you track. You may need to know how many gallons of DEF you're putting in, if you're putting it in, how often you're putting it in there. If you need to track a BOL number, if your dispatcher needs those BOLs and needs to know on what day or wants to tie that to your fuel receipts, you can enter that information. If you want a quick, easy way to track your odometer, if there's your maintenance department is wanting to see how many miles you're putting in, or at what point miles were on the truck when certain repairs were completed, you could add your odometer reading there, and then also truck number or your unit number. It's always helpful to know which unit you're running in, especially if you have a fleet of multiple vehicles. If there's other information that you want to include, what you'll do is you'll scroll to the very bottom and tap on custom field. Okay, if you have any already listed, you're going to see them in the list, just like we have here. These are custom fields that I have created, and you can remove them at any time, or you can add more. So let's go ahead and add one. Let's say we want to add who the driver is. We want to know who is submitting receipts. You may have to tap add twice, but it will save for you. So let's say we want to track the driver. We want the driver's name on every receipt, easily visible. Let's say your office manager wants to have a quick snapshot, or you as the owner, you're tired, you've been running routes, and you're starting to reconcile at the end of the week or even at the end of the month. So, or if you have a partner and you want to remember who took which route, this is an easy way to have a quick snapshot of that information. Okay, so we want to add some additional information in there. We don't want to leave these blank. So all you need to do is just tap on it, and it will take you. I'm going to tap. Goodness. The top two fields are already completed, so no worries. We're going to just move the screen a little bit. So def gallons. Let's say we're driving a truck that does require def. So we're going to put in 2 gallons. We have our BOL number. So we're going to enter that in there. All right, our odometer. We can tap that in there too. We're running in truck number 2. And John is our driver. We're going to tap return. It saves and it will show you the green bar at the bottom. And as you can see, all of those custom fields are completed. At the top here, you have a notes field. Let's say there's information that you don't necessarily need or want a custom field for, but maybe it's pertinent information, or it may not come up as often. Let's say it's not applicable to every trip, but there's something, that needs to be included. Okay, this one I had just typed in there an example, the odometer and the BOL, but let's delete that. We're gonna, let's say we had to take a return and it caused a delay. It doesn't have to be long, but it's helpful to put in notes that you may need to come back to as a reminder, or keep those logged with that particular receipt for the day. So you have the freedom to type in what you need. This isn't going to be seen by anyone with the exception of yourself and or the person that you've shared the file with. So it doesn't have to be fancy. Just want to get some notes in there. Once you're done, tap done. And you'll see the first few words there indicating that there are additional notes that can be viewed on this particular receipt. To share folders, we briefly touched base on that. Again, what you would want to do is tap on the menu on the upper left, tap share, and because there's currently no one that has access to our folders, it's going to be blank here. You can tap add member. Again, you can import from contacts, or you can manually enter their information, name, phone, and email, and tap continue. So back on our home screen here, this is going to be our box rocket transport space. We can also create additional spaces if we need to separate, or we can perfectly customize this space to set our needs. So this is a great way to support short haul owner operators and companies and drivers of straight trucks and box trucks. I'm going to show you how this looks on the web or the desktop version. All right, so here we are. We are logged in on the desktop at www.simplywise.com. To access your account, you want to use your phone number and your password, and it will take you right into your account. As you may remember, we were working with Box Rocket Transport, our short haul, straight truck, and box truck account. And so you'll see the exact same folders with the exception of one that we looked at on the mobile app. The most recently added folder is Ron's driver file. And so I wanted to show you how to do a couple of the different features on the desktop version. This is a great tool if you have a preference for working on the computer, or if you have someone else helping on the administrative side using the computer back at the office or at home. So to get started, you want to scroll to the top and click on Edit to enter into edit mode. You'll know that edit mode is on when you see the little hamburger icon next to your space name, and then also the cursor populating next to the space name, allowing you to make edits there. You'll also be able to duplicate your entire space if this is something that you wanted to duplicate and have a record without creating all of these folder categories over again one by one. You could certainly do that. Or if you decide, you know what, this isn't what I need, this isn't the setup that I need, and you just want to start fresh, you can click delete, okay? But what we're going to do, we've hired a new driver, so we want to go ahead and give her a new folder. So her name is Lauren, and she has a driver file, and we're going to give her her folder. So we're going to do the same thing that we did in the mobile app. We're going to give the folder category a name. We're going to assign an icon and we're going to save. So very quickly, it created the new folder for us. You'll see it right in line with their other drivers, Ron and John. Okay. If we want to hire someone else, we can certainly do that. Click on a folder icon, click on save, and we're done. Okay. But let's say this last driver that we just hired didn't last very long. He left the company rather quickly, didn't have any records uploaded, nothing that we need to pull out of his folder. That we basically need to get rid of it. We need to delete it. He's no longer with us. We don't need the folder. So you want to click on it, and then to the far right, you will see a little trash can icon. You want to go ahead and click on that, and it's going to prompt you to basically confirm, do you want to delete, yes or no? There's no documents existing in that folder, so we're safe to click yes. If there were, no problem, they would reroute by default to your all documents folder. Your all documents folder will always take on the name of the space. So it will say all, whatever the name of the space is, documents. In this case, all box rocket transport documents. Okay. If we delete any of these folder categories, any of the contents are going to be defaulted here. This folder cannot be deleted. It is there to stay. Okay. It's kind of like a backup. If you wanted to do a quick search on your items that are in this space, you certainly could. You would need to exit out of edit mode by scrolling to the top, clicking on done, and then scroll back to the space. From there, you can click into any of your folders, and you'll see that it has quite a few records here because we do have items that are already saved in our folders. Okay. We have some DOLs, we have some fuel receipts, and then we have some inspection reports. So everything that we have uploaded will also be here. Okay. On your upper left-hand corner, next to the SimplyWise logo, is going to be your menu. This will allow you to share. If you want to share, you can do so here. Again, you would follow the same prompts. Let's go back into that. You'll follow the same prompts that you would on the mobile app. You would want to add the member. You wouldn't be able to import it from the contacts, but you could manually add the name, phone number, email, and click continue. And then it would allow you to select folders that you want to share. If you're sharing multiple folders with multiple individuals, it's highly recommended to do it one at a time, especially if you're sharing different folders with different individuals. Going back to the menu, you have the bank reconciliation feature here. Okay, looks like our company has some transactions here. You can scroll through, you can toggle through the years, and you can see the information on the right. This doesn't have a receipt created for it, so you can create it, but I won't go into too much detail here because we do have another great video showing you how to use the reconciliation feature. If you have trips saved, you can use the mileage tracking to save those, but the mileage tracker is going to be accessible on the mobile app. Reports is another great feature that you can use from the web version. You can download all of your images. You can do PDF form or zip. This will download all receipt images. You wouldn't be able to pick and choose. It would download all of them for you. So it's an all or nothing deal at the moment. With reports, you would have some flexibility on selecting what you want to be included in the report. If you have any existing reports, you'll see them here. If you don't, it's going to be blank. To create a report, you want to click on create, and then you want to select the folders that you want included. So we just want this space. We want all the folders for Box Rocket Transport. So we're going to click on the box corresponding with the space name, and it automatically selects all of the folders in that space for you. So you can see they're highlighted in green there. Once you've done that, you can click on Next, and you can select the date range. You can do custom date range. You can select all, this year, last year, whatever date range that you need, you can set it up there. For today's example, I'm going to use all, and then I'm going to click Next, and then we're going to give it a name. So we're going to title it for today, and we're going to assign it Box Rocket Report. Once we've done that, click Create Report, and your report is issued. You can see it on the Spreadsheet tab, and you can see it on the Summary tab. It'll break it down by totals and categories that you can scroll through to get a good idea of where you are at any given time. If you want to add additional columns, let's say there's data that you want included in this report, but it's not here, no worries. Scroll to the right, and you can click on the plus sign, and it will allow you to add different options to your report. So if they're not all visible, I don't know if you saw what I just did, but basically decrease the zoom. So basically zoom out a bit, and it'll allow you to see all of the fields there. So if we want to add in truck number, the driver, we want to know how this was uploaded, how these receipts were uploaded. We want to know, are our drivers using their computer? Are they doing it by email? Are they taking a photo? How are they getting this data uploaded? So this may be helpful for your team to know. So you can add, and you can take away. Let's say, you know what, I don't need the truck number. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. You know what, I don't need to know the driver's name either. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. So you can certainly do that. And again, to bring it back, click on the plus, and you can add it back. Over to your far right, you'll be able to see the image associated with your file there, if there is an image associated with it. So for here, this is BOL. This is going to be our BOL image right here. Okay. If you want to download, you can. You have different options here. You can download the spreadsheet, the summary, or the images. Just another great way to download what you need. And so this would download directly to your computer, and you could share it, you could save it to your computer. You can do whatever you need to do with it at that point. So that would be your reports feature. To go back to your home, you just want to click on the logo. If you would like to search, you can certainly use the search bar at the top, and you can search your receipts there. If you'd like to upload, let's say you have receipts that you want to upload in bulk, you can upload them here. Click on upload. You will want to make sure that they are in formats JPG, PDF, or PNG. And then your to be saved folder is going to be located in the upper right hand corner. So anything that's uncategorized will land there. This is the same on the mobile app. So it will be the same there. There may be a slight delay between seeing what's on the mobile app and the web, but no worries. You can refresh the mobile app using the menu and the refresh button. We have another YouTube tutorial that will walk you through those steps. It'll take you about 2 or 3 seconds to do that. But again, this is going to be how you would access your account on the web at www.simplywise.com.